We are back, y'all. We got something to seriously talk about here. Mike McCarthy's been fired from the Green Bay Packers. He was fired after the game after they lost to the Arizona Cardinals by a field goal. Crosby missed the field goal. It screwed our NFL picks up, didn't it?
All the way up.
We were not expecting that, but to see Mike McCarthy get fired after the game, I'm gonna let you go first.
I
How
put
you
it
feel?
to you like this.
Yeah, I want to hear your opinion.
I think he lost control of that team last year.
Knowing that Aaron Rodgers was already out?
Yeah, because the team just wasn't responding to him like they used to. You can even tell Aaron Rodgers play. He's calling majority of the plays from the huddle. He's not even getting no plays from Mike McCarthy. You really don't even see them talk when he comes to the sideline. I seen Aaron Rodgers walk past him like 3 or 4 times in one game and not say nothing to him. I feel like if your head coach and your starting quarterback is not on the same page, team is not right. They got rid of so many people. That defense is messed up. The offense is nobody. Aaron Rodgers doesn't really have any weapons like that anymore.
I think Clinton Dix was the writings on the wall to trade him.
Yeah.
I think it was the writings on the wall for Mike McCarthy there. But in my personal opinion, I feel like the organization should have waited to the end of the year to fire him.
Yeah, that's true too.
Why do it in this aspect of knowing the season? You got, 3 or 4 games left?
Because they feel like you're not going to make the playoffs, so you feel like you might just make a change now.
But making the change now to a coordinator that hadn't really won any games in Miami. So it's like, I'm sitting here like, fire him, but wait till the end of the year. Let that man finish the year out.
I think all of this built up from last year. I think this is where it's coming from. All of this is coming from last year. Because I feel like if they would have, I don't think he would have got fired if they was like maybe like 6-5, 7-5. I don't think he would have got fired. He's fired because what they like 4-7.
Yeah, 4-7-1.
4-7-1. When had the Packers been 4-7-1 in the last 10 years?
Which is absolutely true, but I think
in the last 2 seasons they have had bad seasons. I'm not saying they should have fired him right then and there, but he has been their coach for a long time. He got a Super Bowl with him. He did great things there. I give him a salute. I respect him for that. Mike McCarthy is a great coach.
He's going to get an NFL job somewhere else. That's
time was just done in Green Bay. He's been there for a long time. I think they just wanted something new, and they felt like going in a different direction might help the team. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I guess
look at Andy Reid. Andy Reid didn't work out in Philadelphia, and then y'all got rid of him, and look what he's doing in Kansas City.
Exactly.
You just don't never know, you know? But this is my thing. My thing is this. I think he's really fired because the offense wasn't innovative and it wasn't creative. It was so predictable that you could beat the Packers every week.
Yes.
It was so predictable. And that's how I felt about my Raiders in the beginning of the year. We were so predictable to a point where the defense knew to play before we got out the huddle.
You know what's funny though?
And that's how I see it with the Packers.
When Aaron Rodgers was good, he had weapons, right?
Yeah, Jordy Nelson and Devontae Adams. And back then he had
a little run game as well.
Yeah, Aaron Jones is not really bad.
Not bad, but they actually had a defense then.
But Packers haven't had a defense in years.
But they had within the last 5 years, they've had at least a top 15 defense within the past 10 years. Within the last 2-3, that's when it's been.
I could agree. In
the last 2-3 days, they defense been going down because they getting rid of players, certain players getting traded, free agency, different things like that. Like I feel like Clay Matthews about to leave because I feel like he's frustrated too. I feel like that whole defense is about to be a whole new defense.
I think it would have been different if they would have kept Jordy Nelson.
Yes, even Aaron Rodgers was confused. Why would you get rid of your leading receiver? Why? Just why?
Because I think they know why. Because they want Devontae Adams to be that number 1 receiver.
It still doesn't matter. If you want your team to progress, keep as many weapons that you can keep.
It didn't like with Randall Cobb. He can't stay on the field.
He can't stay
but if you would have kept Jordy Nelson, we wouldn't know about Scatlin. We wouldn't have known about St. Brown either. they are young receivers that Aaron Rodgers is going to work with to get them to where Devontae Adams is at. I can assume to that. Aaron Rodgers is going to make them better.
Yeah, that's true. But at the end of the day, you still got to win games now. And I feel like Mike McCarthy as a coach, I think that's what started it, right? I think I'm not gonna say started it, but I think that put more fuel to the fire, getting rid of
Jordy Nelson,
because I don't think it was just up top that got rid of him. It can't, because it has to come through the coach as well. If you're going to get rid of your lead receiver, your top receiver, get something back for him. Don't just get rid of him and don't get nobody back, or at least get no.
Well, Jordy Nelson was in free agency and they didn't re-sign him.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Even if it wasn't a trade or in free agency, if you're going to not re-sign him, get somebody that can replace him, that can put up some numbers and touchdowns for you.
Right.
Because when they had Jordy Nelson, even though their season might have been bad, they still had chances of getting to the playoffs. They wasn't 4-7 with Jordy Nelson. They
didn't go to the playoffs last year with Jordy Nelson.
No, they didn't, but they wasn't 4-7 either.
They was exactly. I agree with that. They was more in contention. They was more in a hunt.
Yeah, they was
last year than they was this year. Right.
Now they don't have Jordy Nelson in the shows because there is only like one option that they really throwing the ball to, because majority of the passes go to Devontae Adams.
But at the same time, if you look at Mike McCarthy's offense, you got a weapon in Jimmy Graham that's not getting the targets.
You know why?
It's not, because it's so old-fashioned. It's so old-fashioned. There's no way Jimmy Graham is that big of a target in your red zone and you don't target him at all.
Exactly.
Just to let y'all know, Spotlight Sports Talk viewers, just to let y'all know, I am an offensive-minded person. I do coach offense. I do coach football. I do coach offense. We are in the year of the tight ends. We are in the NFL era of the tight ends being another receiver in the NFL.
Look what Kelsey did.
When Gronk was healthy. Like, you even got Eric Ebron playing well over in Indianapolis. Wish they should have won that game, but that's another topic for another time.
My pick.
But Jimmy Graham went there for a reason. Seattle didn't want him back. They didn't know how to utilize him there. The only team that know how to utilize is the New Orleans Saints. And if y'all want to get him back, Saints need to get him back now. Shit, I wish it was still trade deadline. The Saints should go after Jimmy Graham next year. They should take Jimmy Graham back to New Orleans where he belongs. Or what you could do is have Antonio Gates retire and put him in LA with Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers still targeting Antonio Gates more than Jimmy Graham.
Bring him to San Francisco with Kittle.
Well, Kittle, see, I wouldn't do that. Kittle is that guy where he's the future of your squad.
Yeah, but you got to think about it. If Jimmy Graham's that big, that's going to cause double teaming for Jimmy Graham in the red zone.
But that messes up the targets for Kittle.
No, not necessarily. Not all the time. Because you know why? Because now you got two tight ends where they're going to open up everything for everybody else too.
I mean, that could work depending on what Kyle Shanahan does.
The Eagles could use him. The Eagles could use anybody right now.
But we're not on any of these teams right now. We're just saying, as far as Mike McCarthy being fired, I just think they should have waited to the end of the year. Now, the coaching carousel is going to look good going into this season, because now the Cleveland Browns, I don't know if they're going to keep Greg Williams. Honestly, Bruce Arians said that the only team that he will be interested in coaching is the Cleveland Browns. And, John Dorsey is over there at the Cleveland Browns as the general manager. Yeah. So he could bring McCarthy in or bring Bruce Arians in. That changed the whole field of the Cleveland Browns. I just think.
But if McCarthy goes to Cleveland, he cannot be old-fashioned.
That's the only thing. He got to open up his playbook. He has to, especially for those young guys. He got to open up his playbook.
They're not going to want Baker just to drop back almost every time and pass the ball.
And the kid can run. Yeah. And he's more mobile than Aaron Rodgers right now because of fresh legs. He's in his rookie year. Aaron Rodgers is like, what, 35? He just turned 35. I think his birthday was yesterday. And his coach gets fired. But Aaron Rodgers has some play in this firing too. I think Aaron Rodgers was ready for him to leave too. I think he went to the GM or the owner of the team and said he did not want McCarthy there.
They said he quit on him.
That's what it is. I mean, If he quit on him, that tells you if you quit on your coach, right? That means the culture has taken over you. You didn't take over the culture. And for Mike McCarthy, this is time to reflect on being around your family, not thinking about football. Clear your mind a little bit. You might be more creative when you come back. Take some time off. Me personally, I think he should take a year off, spend time with his family, and then come back to football in 2020. Because take off the whole 2019 season and come back next year. Because when you're head coach in football, you got media, you got team, you got the team, you got the general manager, you got most likely the head coach coach all 53 players in the practice squad. It's a lot. It's a lot. So Mike McCarthy, do what Bruce Arians is doing. Bruce Arians retired, and he's thinking about coming back. And the only team he's thinking about coming back to coach is the Cleveland Browns. And he's been out for a whole year. And now in the end of the year, he's considering coming back to coach. Think about it. But what's your final thought?
I look at it like, yeah, I agree with you. He should take off for a little while, come back, get his mind clear, then start fresh. I think he should be okay with other team that basically wants to pick him up or they want him to coach their team. I think if he step away for a little while and come back, I think he should be okay. I think he should. Like, so he's not a bad coach. I think it was he just ran his time in Green Bay. I think that's all that is.
Yeah, he just got to be more innovative because like these high power offices, they're doing it in so many creative ways and with so many creative weapons. You got to think about who would fit your offense. That's what Sean McVay did. Kyle Shanahan is trying to do that in San Francisco.
The players stop getting hurt.
That's another thing too. There's a lot of players that stay hurt in the NFL, and it kind of hurts everybody. But the next man has to step up. That's where coaches are great at. If that's what makes you a great coach, if that next player can step up. Because look at what happened to Cooper Kupp. And then you have Reynolds come in there and step into that slot, and now they still rolling. You know what I'm saying? They still rolling like they never left. They wish they could keep Cooper Kupp.
But you got to think about it. They got Woods and Cooks too.
But they did. But look what they did with that though. As a head coach and as an organization, they kept Woods around. One, and two, they traded to get Brandon Cooks. So the coach is being creative on what players can fit my offense. Who can I go out and get that would fit my offense?
They almost had T.Y. Hilton at one point. They almost had him. They'd have got him out of the I'd have been like, oh man, that's scary. So
Mike McCarthy, is bad that that it had to go down this way, but it is what it is. Let's see what the Packers can do without him this week. I don't know if I'll be picking them this week, so definitely keep a lookout for Week 14 picks. Definitely coming up. It will be dropping on Wednesday, so definitely keep a lookout for that. It's the Spotlight Sports Talk. Comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, and we see y'all in the next video.